Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Welcome aboard. We are live in downtown Vegas. Circa Resort and Casino is the spot. Busy hour on tap. Coming up in 30 minutes, Paul Stone, college football handicapper, Bettor, professional sports bettor on the show in 30 minutes. His best bets in that sport coming up then. We'll take you inside our pizzeria in 45 minutes, some long shot bets. And we kick off the hour talking NHL. This great sport returns tonight. In fact, coming up, they're going to drop the puck in Florida. Panthers and Blackhawks coming up in around 20 minutes. Jonathan Davis joins the program now, VSiN's senior NHL betting analyst. Good to see you again today, pal. How are you?
I'm great. This is a great day. I love it. I mean, it's 3 hockey games, nicely spread out, and then being a guy that grew up in Toronto, Jays and Yankees.
Oh, perfect for you then.
Go. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. No Maple Leafs, so for you to really be too harsh on.
No.
So for the people now live on the show that want to bet on the game starting in again, like 20 minutes here, what would you recommend between the Panthers here and the Blackhawks?
All right. I like the Blackhawks to score first. I think that, for Florida, especially, they come off 2 emotional games in the preseason against Tampa, the last game having over 300 penalty minutes. I think we could get a bit of a flat spot early. I like Florida team total over 3.5. They're going against their former goalie, Spencer Knight, so it's his first game. But Florida has scored 4 goals or more against Chicago at home 8 straight games.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything with Bedard props?
I like to overshot. I do. You know what? I'll go with Bedard. I think I actually, on the site today, I did take Bedard anytime goal. He's had success against Bobrovsky. I also like Frankie Nazar. This kid's a stud. He is their second-year player. He signed the richest contract for a guy who had only played, I think, like 56 games in his career. He's got a big deal that starts next year. He was great for Chicago down the stretch. He was great for Team USA in winning gold, led Team USA. Frankie Nazar is another guy that I totally forgot about that comes to mind.
Bedard shots on goal prop earlier was 2.5 over, about plus 115 in that neighborhood.
I'm good.
You'd like that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you would? Okay. Later on then tonight, this is 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific, Pittsburgh and the Rangers here. Anything on this game? Anything future-wise with the Rangers?
Okay, so Rangers big on. I mean, I've been big. I bet the Rangers in the summer, 17-1 to win the East, 30-1 to win the Cup. I don't know if they necessarily do it, but I just think that it's a big bounce-back year. Mike Sullivan's the new head coach, came over from Pittsburgh, former Ranger assistant, no drama in New York. I like the way this team's built. I like Adam Fox to win the Norris Trophy for a second time in his career, 17-1 at that one. And then on the game tonight, I do like. I think this game goes over. I also would take the Rangers team total over 3.5.
Is this is like the 3rd worst team in the league then? Pittsburgh's this bad, and then are they going to trade Crosby?
I don't think they're going to. I don't. They may. They're more likely to trade Rickard Rakell. There's talk that they trade Brian Rust, although he could be the future captain in Pittsburgh. He loves being in Pittsburgh. Crosby, look, everybody outside of Pittsburgh wants Crosby to be traded. I mean, we'd love to see him hoist a cup, because the next thing he's got a realistic shot at winning is gold for Team Canada at the Olympics.
Okay, and then you're obviously expecting a tremendous year out of Shesterkin as well between the players.
I am.
Okay, then later on tonight, your Kings in action. You live in LA now. They're at home against Colorado. Anything here in this game, and then anything futures related here with like maybe the Avalanche or even like the Kings in action here?
I like the Kings. I bet the Kings to miss. It's going to be tough because it means that either Vancouver or Anaheim has to be the team that gets in, because it's not Calgary. Tonight, Colorado team total over 3.5. I like. There are a lot of good player props that I posted in the article today, but Andrei Kuzmenko, the Kings to score a goal. Adrian Kempe, our good friend in the playoffs last year, averages over about 3.5 shots on goal a game against Colorado. So I laddered him over 2.5 and over 3.5.
You joined us last week, JVT and me, episode number 3 of Pod to the Futures, wherever you can get it, wherever you listen to your podcast, right? And you're on Kempe for a season-long prop as well.
Over 70.5 points, yes. He's had it the last 2 years. The only year he missed, and I think in the last 3, he landed right on 70. It's a contract year for him.
Oh, they're
unrestricted free agent.
Yep. And Colorado is fill in the blank here. They are the blank best team in the West.
They are, I would say, along with Vegas, the 2 best teams in the West.
You have them both over Dallas.
I do. I'm not big on Dallas. I'm with Mike Palm. Mike's disdain for the Stars. Look, I just don't trust the goalie. When it matters most, I don't trust the goalie.
Does Vegas win the division? Are the Oilers going to coast?
I don't think the Oilers are going to coast because I think Connor is on a mission. Like, Connor over 35.5 goals is one of my favorite plays.
Okay.
He's never gone 3 straight seasons without scoring 40. He's had less than 40 the last 2. He's talked about being more selfish this year.
Why did he sign for only 2 for 25?
Because he wants to win, and he knows that if he took a bigger piece of the pie, they ain't winning. And that allowed them to sign Jake Wallman, one of their defensemen, to a 7x7 deal the same day. He wants to leave money for this team to get better. He wants to win a cup. He'll have a chance in 3 years to sign a bigger deal. But for now, he's looking at the window in Edmonton. And this is, look, it's like Sidney Crosby did 8.7 in Pittsburgh. Again, he doesn't have to, but he wants this team to be better.
So are the Oilers good enough, in your opinion, to plunk down some change here to either win that division or win the West?
They're good enough because they've got 2 of the best players in the league.
I'm sorry, is the number good enough on them?
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's going to get better. Let's put it that way. So you might as well grab it now.
But they have a history of coming out of the gates pretty slowly.
Yeah, They do. But I think they do have a history. And you may want to play the Oilers point total. I think if you go to DraftKings, you can play them under their point total for October. I think it's around 15.5.
That's something, by the way, and you do a great job. You have write-ups every day on this sport, right?
Yeah.
Now, Circa and other books are offering them, like baseball, they're offering most points per a month.
Yeah.
If you can dive into that, because I love betting it in baseball.
It's been huge. But that would be a way to go to me with Edmonton. Okay. Take their under point total for October.
It's under minus 130. 15.5 is the number. How big is the Barkov injury?
On most teams, it would be crippling. On Florida, they're so deep that, look, this is a chance for a guy like Anton Lundell, who they call Baby Barkov, to be the big Barkov. They're deep enough. It's interesting to me that they did not they did not declare him out for the year. The original prognosis was 7 to 9 months, and then there was a story where he was at the Miami Heat practice. They see him walking around, and then now we're hearing 5 to 7, which would keep him in line for the playoffs. So, look, Matthew Tkachuk's also out until December. But this team is so bloody deep that they've got enough talent.
Okay.
But here's the thing, though, right? They have played a lot of hockey games in the last 3 years. Doesn't that catch up with them like this year? Or are they just too good to overcome that despite the injuries?
I just think, look, they living in Florida changes a lot. Like, I mean, from a guy who grew up in Toronto but has lived in California as long as I have, 30 years, it doesn't, you get the fountain of youth. I mean, you're going to practice in flip-flops. I mean, it's a lot different. Mm-hmm. If it was an Eastern team, I'd say it would have more of an effect. I think it's less out west.
How about Carolina 6-1 President's Trophy winner? Vegas, the second choice.
Yeah, my namesake Jeff Davis over here loves the Canes. Can't trust them with those 2 goalies. They were, there was some talk. We thought they were going to get Carter Hart, who's now been reinstated in the league. That's not happening. Look, I bet Carolina to get eliminated in round 2 and in the Eastern Conference Finals. Another thing I finally saw on DraftKings this summer. I think it's a fun little prop where you can bet when a team gets eliminated. So the last 7 years, I think it's 4 times in the second round, 3 times in the conference final. I did bet Carolina to win the division, but I also bet them to get eliminated in rounds 2 and 3.
So you think, again, per usual here with the Hurricanes, tremendous regular season team, and then a flop come playoffs?
Yeah, I think they're a great team. I really like them, but I don't trust either one of their goalies.
That is plus 320 and plus 450 at DraftKings. Should Tampa Bay be plus 180 to win the division?
Yeah, you think what? You think that's too high or too low?
Too low. You're down on Toronto.
I'm down on Toronto. Well, look, I think Toronto's better built for the regular season. The problem with Tampa is, for me, like, we don't know what the status is of Vasilevsky. He did play the last preseason game. There's been question about his health. Who's going to be their number 2 goalie? They just claimed Phoenix Copley off waivers from LA. He's an AHL goalie. They call him a quad 4, which means he's not good enough to play AAA and he's not good enough to play in the pros. Their defense beyond Hedman and McDonough, Eric Chernak's really good but doesn't stay healthy long enough. I just don't know if they have the long-term sustainability.
All right, 2 things in the Maple Leafs then. Your childhood team, you grew up there, you said. 22-1 President's Trophy on that team.
By the way, hate the Maple Leafs. Born in Montreal, raised in Toronto. Hate the Maple.
I didn't know that. Okay. And then the Mitch Marner special.
Yes.
Golden Knights over the Maple Leafs 84-1.
Come on.
Oh, what? In
The Stanley Cup.
Exactly.
Oh, well, sure. If I got to take the Golden Knight, absolutely. Why? I mean, why not just for fun? You know, Mitch Marner, I love his point total over. I think it's 92.5 for the Golden Knights. I really like that. I know you're a big Stolars guy.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
I think, look, he's really good. The question is will he play enough games to be considered?
Why wouldn't he? How long's Wall out? Wall's out.
Yeah, he's out. I mean,
Stolars was a rock last year. He was awesome.
I know, but he's
shenanigans
never.
in the head.
I know, but he's never played he's never been a true number one. You know, last year was the most games he's ever played in his career. It's a lot. It's
Too big of a leap, is what you're saying.
I think it's a big leap.
Where you at with Winnipeg? So impressive in the regular season. And
Yeah, but a lot of injuries. I mean, injuries to start the year. Lost Dylan Sandberg on defense for a month. Adam Lowry, their captain, is out. Taves got a little banged up in training camp. We'll see. Like, that's the big X factor. Look, DraftKings has them, I think, a 16-point drop-off from last year.
Ooh.
I think it makes a lot of sense.
Well, they also had like 116 points.
They also had guys who had everyone had career years.
Right.
Yeah. All right. You did a great job. Excellent job with the hub. VSiN.com/NHL, packed with team previews, future insights, award markets, season-long bets, new content and features rolling out all season. Contenders, the props in one place. Opening night tonight. VSiN.com/NHL. Get the hub.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Paul Stone on the program in 15 minutes. Professional sports bettor. His look at some best bets this weekend in college football. Still in a rain delay right now. Game number 3, Mariners, Tigers in Detroit. And it might be another minute or several before this game gets underway, the way it appears. And that stinks. And I hope it's not like called for the whole day. Don't want him to get the schedule thrown off that much.
Yep.
And by the way, you said this, we talked about it briefly in the first hour of the program. The Bengals made the move for Joe Flacco because they want him to start playing this week.
He's got to ramp it up, but they want him to go in Lambeau Sunday so he can beat him twice in a couple of weeks, as you said. But get on the same page with Higgins and Chase. I just say good luck behind that offensive line.
Yeah.
And the fact, they technically won the game, but they were stuck on 3 points till Love threw the interception and gave him first and goal in that game a couple of weeks ago.
Sure. Also here today at VSiN, the NBA betting guide is now out. And great job by all involved. Kelly Bidlin with some great write-ups on it in terms of alternate wins and live betting this sport, JVT, Zach Cohn, among others. You can get it now for $9.99. That's the intro special, first 30 days. Key insights and betting trends. You're going to get a preview of all 30 teams, season-long bets, including awards. You can go to vsin.com/subscribe to check it out today. But I thought Kelly Bidlin's write-up on like betting alternate win totals in the NBA makes a lot of sense. And it's something that we talk about all the time before the NFL season. And like every single year, it's around 70% or higher of NFL teams that are not even within, like it's 2 wins or more with their win total either under or over their closing number. And that's only a 17-game season. So now you're talking about an 82-game season. You're playing sometimes 4 games in 1 week. You're getting back-to-back jobs all the way throughout. And so he has a great write-up of, hey, you can catch some plus money on these teams that you think are either going to be way better or much worse than anticipated. So why not? Here's a couple of the bets that he wrote about. He likes the Hawks this year. So their win total right now is 46.5 over -120. But he likes them a lot, enough to bet him over 51.5 at plus 255 as they brought in the unicorn this year. Porzingis to go with a team that, appeared to be a threat moving forward at the end of last year. You're in the guide.
I got a couple.
Yeah, what do you like?
Miami Heat over wins. They had, it was the season from hell last year with the Jimmy Butler nonsense.
Oh?
Their record stunk in close games, and they still what their number is at, 36.5, still won 37 games. So you don't have to deal with the Butler stuff. They'll have a much better record in close games, last 5 minutes, tight games. And there's a lot of bad teams in the East. Took the Miami Heat over, and I took the Pelicans under, which I know Zion looks good, and we're going to do this again.
How many times have we heard that?
Rest assured, Zion will get hurt. They have a bad roster. They're in a bad conference in terms of stacked teams, great teams. They're at the bottom. And everyone talking about them for all the wrong reasons. With the Queen better be good, because what they gave up to get him was asinine.
All right.
So those are two totals I played. But the markets are great. Best record at the All-Star break. Most wins in the month. Will the team start 15-0? You know, the stuff that would happen last year. But when we're going to tie this into Pizzeria in half an hour, I would say with your future tickets, I would have capped those off with a Cavs 1 seed, Cavs win the East, or definitely OKC to win the West.
Oh, no, Denver to win the West.
Really?
Oh, this Denver team is absolutely loaded.
Oh, come on. You're OKC fan club.
No, I know I am. I know I am.
Denver.
Oh, because the number's better, and Denver might win that division, which...
How about OKC? How about OKC best record?
I'm telling you, man.
You're there with Denver?
I think this might be the best team in Denver since they've had Joker. And they took that team to 7 games last year.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm in love with Denver. Absolutely love them. I think that they're the team that I want to be on this year in the NBA, several different ways. OKC's great, and unfortunately, they're in the same division. JVT got creative and played Denver 1, OKC 2 in that division. And that's a healthy number because of the overall win total applied to OKC and their division odds. Let me run these 3 by you that JVT has in the betting guide just to win the title. The Nuggets plus 750. Sounds to me like you're going to like OKC much better.
Well,
the Knicks 10-1 out of the East. That's title, not to win the East, but that's title overall.
You better make the finals. You went to the conference finals and fired your coach.
Yeah, agreed.
There's still some rumors out there with Freak as well.
You came out there today.
Yeah, I don't mind that price.
And his long shot was San Antonio 65-1.
I got to see what this looks like first with Fox and Wembanyama. They didn't have much time last year before the injuries, but he is $2. He is minus $2 to win Defensive Player of the Year.
Sure, but here's the thing, right?
God.
Like, if Wemby plays the 65 games required to win any award, other than Rookie of the Year, which I did not know of until earlier today when JVT and I did Pod of the Futures. I don't know why that one slipped my brain. But anyway, if Wembanyama plays 65 games, Paul, how does he not win the award?
Right.
How?
I'll push back on a couple. I'll push back on all the Dallas love. I can't get there. They're not going to have a good defense. And Kyrie's out, and Davis is dealing with the eye, and he's going to play the 4.
How about if that team treads water, and then you get involved, like maybe a couple of weeks before Kyrie comes back?
I would say don't expect Kyrie back anytime soon. The other one, which also is, how bad is Boston going to be? That's another tough one. I see the predictions all over the place with the Celtics.
I got to tell you, I can't wait to watch him play.
Because the bomb's away?
Oh, yeah, that is, it's a totally different team now.
Yeah, I also think they will make more trades as well. And Kelly did a great job, but I think I'll push back. He did play the Lakers under. Well, they were the 3 seed last year, and now I have brand new, in shape, watch out Luka. I don't think it's going to be rest Luka. LeBron, yes. I don't think it's going to be rest Luka and make sure everyone's healthy for the play. I think he's ready to go and on a mission and prove a point from the get-go. You saw what he did with his body. So that was one, even though the West is stacked.
Can I add on that real
Sure.
quick? How about the bet that was in the guide at Luka to lead the league in points this year per game, 8-1?
Oh, that's a good market.
I think that's a really good angle there based on everything that you said, and he's going to come out guns a-blazing this year, and he's going to be a man on a mission. And even if that team does flop a little bit, he can still go out there and average, 33 a game? Wouldn't put it past me. Takes a zillion shots a game?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Wait, and you were going to push back on another one?
No, those are the 2. The Dallas love. The Dallas love and the case for the Lakers under.
Well, where are you at with the Rockets?
That's a good question. I don't know. This Van Vliet injury's big because you have how many guys on that roster play the 4? You got all these guys playing the same position.
Like all of them?
Yes.
The way it seems?
I know.
But it's positionless basketball, I guess, so that's what the hope is here. I'm expecting a huge breakout season from Reed Shepherd for the Rockets.
That's a good one.
That's my guy.
Yep, they love him, no doubt. I'm not going to say it's going to be well, I said I would never do this. The Clippers actually have a good rod. I know Harden in the playoffs. I'm talking regular season, though. The Clippers have a lot of depth. And I like some of the moves they made in the offseason. And where you at with the T-Wolves?
Oh, they're going to be good again.
They were unbelievable last year,
Oh.
how they closed the season. They finally got hot, and everyone was on the same page.
I fully expect the Timberwolves to be a player again in the West.
Right.
Yeah. They'll have, if they want to show up
Right.
for the regular season, they can win like
Right.
50-plus games.
I think Golden State's going to be a pain, but
They will be.
But Kerr doesn't care about the regular season, so they're going to sit a bunch of guys throughout. Back to back. No Butler. Oh, no Curry tonight. Whatever. But a lot of Butler missing games, and because their record was so good once they acquired Butler. But
How about the Horford signing, by the way?
Good move.
I don't mind it, actually.
Good move. I think the Suns are going to be awful.
That's going to be a bizarre team.
I don't understand it. We disagree on this. Fine. I just can't believe Booker wants to be in this situation. He has options. Go to a winner. Try to win. I don't know why you want to be the star in Phoenix and surround it. It's going to be a bad year with the Suns.
Yeah, my pushback to that was they gave him more than $70 million a year on the extension.
Yeah, but you could also say...
That'd be a tough one for me to turn down.
Yeah, but he's got options. And the other thing was people arguing, should they have traded him to get their picks back with what they have?
Not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, it's the NBA. There would be how many teams lining up to get Devin Booker on their team, even with that crazy salary that he's making now.
No, but I'm excited to see Flag, too. And there's just a whole page up at DraftKings on all Flag props on what he could do. And I'm excited to watch him play.
JVT told me today, Jazz under 18.5.
That low?
Yeah, he thinks they're going to be that
What
bad.
is this? Is this the fifth year of this? How many
It's
years are they doing
Very
this?
close to that, yes.
This is like Enke with the Sixers. I mean, at some point, do you tell the fans, okay, we're actually going to try to win and put a good product? They're going to trade marketing, too, so.
Yeah. Trust us here, guys. We know what we're doing, much like the 76ers here. The process is going to work. All right, you can get it today. vsin.com/subscribe, $9.99 for the first 30 days. Go check it out. It's a lot of great stuff in there to get you set for the season coming up in a couple of weeks. Up next, college football, Paul Stone, some best bets. And Texas, Oklahoma is this week. How about this now? Mateer wants to play.
Damn right he does.
This weekend. We'll get Stone's thoughts on that next here on VSiN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
I love the card again this week in college football. So many good games on the schedule. We'll get into the line moves for most of the marquee games coming up in about 45 minutes. But right now we head out to the progressive guest line as professional sports bettor, college football handicapper, longtime friend of the show, Paul Stone, joins the program now on the progressive guest line. Good afternoon, Paul. Thanks for the time as always. I want to begin in your neck of the woods, a game that you have covered, been to many times, Texas and Oklahoma. And this is bonkers because the game of the year number, I believe, over at the Westgate had Texas as a 10-point favorite in this game against Oklahoma. And now there's news that John Mateer wants to try to give it a go and play today, this weekend for the Sooners. And at the Westgate now, it's a pick'em. Do you think he plays, and what do you make of that number now?
Well, I think definitely the public's responding kind of to the news that some outlets there in Oklahoma City are reporting John Mateer's just steadfast position that he would like to play in the game. But it's one thing to, want to play in the game, and another thing being released by doctors and your coaches and so forth. But this is a guy, he broke that right hand, Mitch, back on September 17th in that 24-17 victory over Auburn. He did not get that hand operated on until 4 days later on September 20th. So if he were to play this Saturday, October 11th, he would only be 17 days removed from having right hand surgery in Los Angeles by a renowned hand surgeon there. And it just seems like a really short recovery time. These guys are tough. They're gamers. They want to play. It's definitely to Oklahoma's advantage to at least, carry the possibility that he might play, because Texas preparing for Michael Hawkins Jr. He doesn't have the whole playbook, does Hawkins. The vertical passing game is not as much in play as if Mateer plays. They've played against Hawkins. They haven't played against Mateer, so it causes more preparation for the Longhorns. And it'll be interesting to watch. I guarantee you he's going to suit up Saturday. I guarantee you he's going to go through pre-game workouts. But after that, who knows? I think it's about 50-50. I know he wants to play, but I heard Venables, I think it was a clip from today, said, hey, he's not doing any good on good. He's not handing off. He's not making any downfield throws. He's got to do that before we even think about it. But that could be part of the gamesmanship as well. Who knows? 50-50. We'll find out on Saturday.
Okay, very good. Some big games in the Big Ten. Let's start with Illinois and Ohio State. Buckeyes more than 2 touchdowns on the road, total of 50.
Yeah, I'm looking at the total here, Pauly. I know when you look at the side, which is Ohio State minus 14, one way to approach the handicap of the total, kind of a basic way, but is to ask yourself, will Illinois score more than 17 points against the Buckeyes on Saturday? And my answer to that question is no. First of all, about the only comp we have is Illinois' offensive performance earlier this year against Indiana, which of course was a lopsided 63-10 loss to the Hoosiers. In that game, the Fighting Illini scored just 10 points. Probably more concerning than that, they managed just 161 yards on 45 plays, averaged just 3.6 yards per play. You take away their 59-yard touchdown pass from Luke Altmaier to Colin Dixon, and on their other 44 plays, only 102 yards. So they mustered almost zero offense against Indiana. Indiana's got a great defense. They've got a top 10, top 15 top defense, but they're not Ohio State. The Buckeyes, arguably, maybe even inarguably, have the top defense in the nation, leading virtually every statistical category. They've only allowed a grand total, have the Buckeyes, of 25 points in 5 games. No team has even reached double digits against the Buckeyes this year. And you look at their offensive performance on the road in recent seasons, since the start of 2023, they're only averaging 28 points a game on the road. They've only eclipsed 31 points in 3 of those 11 road games. So they're a different offense. They slow it down. They don't score as much. Since 2023, also as a road favorite, Ohio State 8-2 to the under. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I don't think Illinois is going to be able to score 17 points. I don't think Ohio State's going to score, 38 or more than that. So I like this game, Ohio State and Illinois, to stay under the current total of 50.
All right, sticking in that conference, and it's Follow the Money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Our guest, professional sports bettor Paul Stone. He's on the Progressive guest line. When you look at Indiana's numbers overall, they jump right off the page. They're as good as basically any team in the country offensively. They are number 2 in yards per play margin. They are number 1 in success rate, and they have that thumping over Illinois a couple of weeks back. Now they're playing on the road against the Ducks, who might be the best team in the country. And you're telling me that Oregon opened up 10, but enough money here on Indiana to drive it down to 7.5? Is this too big of a move in your opinion?
Yeah, I tell you, I was at Circa on Sunday remotely, but when it got to 9, I bet Oregon. I didn't think it would go any lower. So what I know, but I'll say this first of all. Sometimes the sports bettors will say, "I wish I knew then what I know now," and I apply that to Kirk Cignetti. Man, this guy has been a moneymaker at both Indiana and James Madison in his season and almost a half at Indiana, and then his 5 seasons prior to that at JMU. 53-27 against the spread. The guy has cashed at a 66% rate. Really impressive. But what he hasn't done in his 18 games as Indiana's head coach is he hasn't won a game as the betting underdog, and he hasn't covered a game as the betting underdog. And granted, it's a very small sample size, only 2 games. But last year, towards the end of the regular season, they go to Ohio State, outclassed in that game, lose 38-15. And then in the playoff, they go to Notre Dame in the first round. They're 7-point underdogs. The final score, 27-17, but very misleading. The Hoosiers scored 2 touchdowns, if you'll recall, in the final 90 seconds to make the score much closer than it really was. So Indiana, they've been very good. I like to use this boxing analogy. Indiana's been good under Cignetti against the cruiserweights. And even when they step up a little bit against the Iowas, who I call the light heavyweights, But when they've played the true heavyweights and had to step way up in class, they haven't shown yet. Until I get something different than what I've got to this point, I'm going to expect Indiana to give me more of the same. And looking at Oregon, I was really impressed with Dante Moore, his play at Penn State in the wideout victory. He's already identified his top receiving target, true freshman receiver DeCorian Moore, a guy from my home state of Texas. DeCorian Moore, 19 receptions, 296 yards, both team highs. Looking at Oregon since the start of the 2023 season, they are 6-0 against the spread versus ranked foes during the regular season. I think they go to 7-0. I look for Oregon to score a TKO, Oregon by double digits over the Hoosiers.
All right, excellent. Good card this week, Thursday and Friday games, even 2 on Wednesday. How about Friday night? Top 25 South Florida at North Texas. North Texas, a 1-point underdog, 5-0 on the season.
You know, some of these Wednesday and Thursday games and even Friday games don't really pique my interest too much. I watch them kind of because I have to. But, man, I love this card of Wednesday through Friday games this week. And this is certainly kind of the highlight or certainly one of the big ones. A long way to go. But this Friday night American Conference matchup in Denton, Texas, pits two teams that are still very much in the playoff conversation. A lot's going to change between now and Sunday, December 7th, when we see the bracket, but that's certainly where we stand today in South Florida. I mean, you know, it seems like a lifetime ago, but they started the season with an absolute bang, opened with back-to-back upset victories. First, they upset Boise State, closed as a 5.5 home underdog in that Thursday night opener, took care of Boise 34-7 there in Tampa. And then the next week, week 2, they go to the Swamp, recorded perhaps the biggest victory in the history of the football program there at USF, beat the Gators 18-16 as an 18-point underdog. The Bulls were brought back to earth a little bit the next week, falling to now number 2 ranked Miami by a 49-12 count. Looking at this game, while South Florida comes in at 4-1 on the season, North Texas is perfect at 5-0. Certainly the Mean Green schedule has been a walk in the park when you compare it to USF's. They've got a third-year head coach, a guy, Eric Morris. Guys who go way back will remember Morris playing wide receiver for Texas Tech under Mike Leach in the mid-2000s, but he's an offensive-minded coach, as you might expect, being a Leach disciple. North Texas averaging over 43 points a game, over 432 yards a game. They have an interesting story at the quarterback position. Their starting quarterback, Drew Mestamaker, he started the First Responders Bowl last year against Texas State. They lost to the Bobcats 30-28, but that was the first game he had started as a quarterback since the 9th grade B team. He didn't start a varsity game as a high school football player at Austin Vandergrift High School. He was a backup throughout his varsity career. So he starts a bowl game, and the last time he had started a football game was for the 9th grade B team at Vandergrift. But Mestamaker, he's brought his A game, you might say, to North Texas this year. 1,247 yards passing through 5 games, completed 68% of his throws, 8 yards in an attempt, 11 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. Very important through 156 attempts. I like North Texas +1 over South Florida Friday night in Denton.
Excellent analysis as always, Paul. Thank you for the time. Good luck this weekend.
Hey, same to you guys. Y'all have a great weekend of college football.
We have a goal in the hockey game and our Pizzeria bets up next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Hungry for a winner? Sometimes all you need is a slice.
You make this pizza?
We swap pepperoni for parlays and give you alternate lines instead of anchovies.
I'm telling you, this pizza idea is really gonna happen.
From our kitchen to your wallet, sweat with us and throw some pizza money on it.
Double meatball, pepperoni, sausage, peppers, onions, extra mozzarella.
Welcome to Mitch and Pauly's Pizzeria.
Love it. Mitch and Pauly's Pizzeria tip jar, sponsored by Mama's Pizza. Mama's Pizza, the only place where your pizza money always gets you a win. Check them out, mamaspizzas.net. The Mama's Pizza on Instagram. Rich, when it's all said and done, and we know who plays in the AL and NLCS, I want to see all your tickets, and hopefully it works out for you. Rich in Canada's already cashed a 500 to 1 and a 90 to 1 on baseball division winners. And I know he's got the 400 to 1 Milwaukee Toronto exacta. Nakua, Offensive Player of the Year. Egbuka, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Waller, Comeback. Shanahan, Coach of the Year. 4,268 to 1. I like it.
Well,
You're
okay.
in business.
So these are difficult to cash betting on one of those markets, right? Here's what I'm going to do. So I took a stand with Waller twice.
Yeah.
40 to 1 and 25 to 1. Those are separate bets. My plan now is to get involved with including Dak Prescott on cross-sport parlays.
I don't.
Because I think he's going to be the guy that award voters will look at towards the end. I love Waller. I think he's an amazing candidate here, and if he has a good year,
God, we just need him to win games. I'm worried about the out of sight, out of mind, and they go 3-14.
All right. So again, because they're so difficult to cash, if they do cash on those separate bets, it's a huge day. But I can also then now attack it with a guy who I think will actually, in the awards voters' minds, be a better candidate and maybe even more likely to get votes. If Prescott plays the whole year, you can see it where they're going to say, yeah, he's got to win the award. And I wouldn't mind having him involved in some of these parlays.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, a goal in the Blackhawks-Panthers game, Jonathan Davis, 2 bets already came in.
That's right.
Blackhawks scored first, Nazir got a goal anytime.
Yep, he's the first. Florida answered. So we already got a first period over, too. Goal in the first 10, missed by 3 seconds. Good job, JD. Egbuka, Offensive Rookie of the Year, 40 to 1 by Willie.
Let's dance.
July 24th. Man, you were on it. Ozzy was on it early. I didn't listen. Son of a gun, he's even money.
He's minus 117 here at Circa.
Is that right? And Gary in Vegas has it as well. 40 to 1. Haas in LA. He's living right. He wants some advice. Listener in Louisiana. My fault. Thunder already won the title. LSU's already won the College World Series. Dodgers to win the World Series, 123 to 1. Well, you can come here and bet the no on the Dodgers with the yes-no price.
I responded to his email. I said I'd let it breathe for a little while longer.
Okay.
Yeah, but then if you can come...
Plus 155 to win it. Florida scored again. Mercy. And $1.50 to win the National League.
Right. That would be my advice. If he wants to hedge it, I'd let it breathe for a minute, but at some point maybe come to Vegas and bet the no on them to obviously not win the World Series.
Pete in Ohio. Bills and Rams division. Dodgers World Series. Hurricanes make the playoffs. Oilers win the Stanley Cup. 420 to 1.
The Rams division price now, or that bet anyway. I can't believe they lost that game.
That got away from us now.
Yep.
That was a bad loss. Nick in New Jersey. Bet this after week 1. Allen MVP. Egbuka Offensive Rookie of the Year. Robinson Offensive Player of the Year. Jones comeback. He also has Hutchinson comeback. 3,400 to 1 and 2,000 to 1.
Okay, there you go again, where you can, right, kind of like tie in some of the bets that you like the most and then get creative, or else, not use the anchor like on the Comeback Player of the Year. Because Daniel Jones, I'm sorry, he's not going to win Comeback Player of the Year. He's just not after what happened to Sam Darnold last year. So then if you like the other guys still, Nick, I would actually add more guys to win Comeback Player of the Year, like you did with Hutchinson. Add a Dak. Put on CMC. Put on Waller.
Yeah. Zoran in Canada. Scheffler with the Open, cash it. Packers NFC. Skeen Cy Young. 170 to 1. He also substituted Washington in place of the Packers on another ticket. 146 to 1.
Oh my God. Okay, so 2 of those are going to win.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then he can just start adding other teams to win the NFC if he wants.
Be nice if the Packers get their act together too. Yep. Cavs win the NBA title. Buckeyes win the college football title and repeat. Winnipeg makes the playoffs, 50 to 1. Foxtrot on X.
Well, you got to like Winnipeg to make the playoffs.
The Cavs have got to make it to the conference finals, you would think. And come on.
I have
with the injuries to Indiana.
Yeah, but they were the nuts last year.
God. Well, they should be good in a regular season too. They just ran into a hot Indiana team. But Brent, Baker MVP, Buckeyes repeat, 67 to 1.
Yeah, Baker is below 10 to 1 now at most spots to win the MVP.
He's my MVP right now. Good job, Brent. Joe in Virginia. Lightning, Hurricanes, Stars, Golden Knights will win their divisions, 50 to 1.
Division parlay, good. This is a page out of Rich in Canada's playbook.
Good one. I like it. Mark sent one in. can't see it.
It's Nick Bonito, Defensive
good.
Player of the Year.
Open 60-1 down to 5.
And honestly, he should be the short shot right now to win the award. Shanahan coach. Yeah, go ahead.
That Puka?
Okay, I'll finish.
Puka?
Nakua is
Yeah.
Offensive Player of the Year. He's like $2 right now,
Yeah.
plus $2. And Mayfield MVP pays more than 1,700 to 1.
Not bad.
I mean, he's... Boy, that's a...
The coach of the year is going to be tough.
Yes,
Because there's so
no
many
doubt.
candidates, right? A lot of great candidates. Took a bad beat last night. Mama's Pizza has your back, feeding hungry Texans since 1968. They won so many Best Pizza awards, they've stopped counting after a few thousand. Mama's delivers the crust that beats the spread every time. It's all about the ingredients, the crust, the award-winning pies, and the flavor that's a guaranteed winner. The garlic butter on the crust. Love the dough. There's a football fans. There's one right by Jerry's World. World Cup fans right down the street as well. Franchise opportunities. Let's get this sucker up to 20. 817-870-2571. 817-870-2571. The Mama's Pizza on Instagram. A pound of mozzarella on every large. Think long-term value with the franchise opportunities. MamasPizzas.net. Mama's the only pick that covers. Good job, guys. How would you like to start and close a ticket?
Well, Prescott right now, for me, comeback player of the year might be one way to do it. To build, to make it an anchor.
Okay.
What do you make of Liverpool to win the Prem?
I think they'll repeat.
Yeah, although
But
they've had
that's-
some not so hot
Yeah.
results here lately.
I think, yeah, you could look at you could look at some other soccer leagues with that too. But that's not bad. Now's the time to tie in NBA.
You want to tie in Dodgers to win the World Series?
That's a good one.
Still at a plus price, and that's going to have a potential payday very soon.
Dodgers National League, OKC to win the West. It's also how far you want to go and how long you want to stretch it. I mean, if you're putting NBA stuff in there and NHL, then you're talking till June.
Sure.
How long that's going to be.
You can start to build stuff around like teams to win the title in college basketball as well, and college football too, like some of those viewers and listeners were doing with Ohio State.
We've known some of these have blown up already. Penn State make the playoff, Clemson ACC, Boise make the playoff. Those are very popular.
I lost several already on Penn State to make the playoff, and also Clemson to win the. Well, that's not dead, but it might as well be. Clemson to win the ACC. No good. I don't know which one blows me away the most. The fact that Clemson, had the most production back in the country, and they have been a total failure, or that Penn State, with maybe the most talent in the entire country,
right,
just is a dead team walking again this year.
How about your source saying Clemson had a horrible week of practice and then put it on Belichick?
But he also told me that they were going to have a backwards pass right away in the game, but I didn't know how to capitalize that. And I didn't know how to make money on that for the audience as well.
Yeah.
But Paul, the takeaway is this. North Carolina is worse than we ever imagined.
I know.
Because the guy's been spot on with his Clemson info the entire year. And so think about that. If they had a terrible week of practice, but it looked like that against North Carolina, how bad are they? And how bad is Belichick right now?
Well, it was described as a complete mess by people with the program. Mike Florio even put it out there about, will someone step up and pay the buyout?
See,
Can it be that bad?
No, that'd be a mistake, I think, right? Unless it's just...
Well, they're preaching patience. I know Lombardi sent out a letter to the boosters.
Well, you can't... right.
But we didn't expect it to look like this, though.
No. But I will say, next year at this time, if it's something similar to what we're watching right now, then it's probably going to be curtains very soon thereafter. And his career is probably going to be shot.
Yeah.
Other than him doing ESPN stuff, which... Imagine saying that 4 years ago.
I know. Stunning.
Right.
And then Mac Jones looked Thursday, too.
Huh? That takes the cake right there.
I think you're right.
A lot to get into in the final hour of the program. Derek Stevens will make his weekly appearance. Updated numbers in the NFL after last night's great Monday Night Football game. And point spread moves in college football coming up.